What's going on, everybody? Tip you guys. I am bringing you an MR6 nuked out gameplay, which is the first pistol you get in Black Ops 3 with the dark matter camo, and I will show you guys the class setup on screen now. I was using suppressor, high caliber, a stun grenade, overclock, scavenger, dead silence, and awareness. So there's the class if you guys were wondering. This nuked out actually took me not as long as I expected. You know, you would think that a pistol nuked out would be pretty difficult, but I honestly feel like most of the pistols in this game are pretty good. Especially this pistol, I don't think a lot of people realize how powerful this actually is. Even if you're not going for like a pistol nuked out or something, I think it's definitely worth having this on your class regardless of what game type you're playing, just because this thing is amazing, especially if you have a decent trigger finger. Like, even in core, it kills in probably 2 to 3 shots most of the time, and even if you're using high caliber like I am here, it can definitely melt people as well. And you'll see, you know, like a lot of these gunfights, you would expect like a regular weapon to beat me out 90% of the time, but for this, I'm telling you, the pistols in this game are pretty overpowered. And I know like the RK5 and the LCAR, the other pistols have gotten nerfed because of how powerful they were, but this one I don't think ever got nerfed. Just because people typically don't like single fire weapons for whatever reason, just harder for them to use, and that's why I think this one hasn't gotten touched. But like, if you have a semi decent trigger finger, I'm telling you, this thing is amazing. And you know, I might go for other gameplays with this weapon in general, maybe like 100 plus or something, because I have a ton of fun using this weapon in general. You'll see like right in a second, I get a pretty quick headshot on this guy. It just instantly kills him in like 2 shots. So I don't know, this pistol is definitely something to think about, something to use, because you know, I'm telling you, you'll have a ton of fun using it. In terms of nuked outs, you guys will notice, I didn't mention this in the beginning, but you guys have probably noticed by now that I'm playing on Havoc. And this map for free-for-all isn't too bad. I mean, if you're only playing like 3 or 4 people, which sometimes a lot of people leave on this map because it's so slow, it can be pretty slow. Like this whole entire gameplay, I think I got in the game when a minute had already passed, but this entire gameplay was like around 8 to 9 minutes. Like, I think you'll see if you pay attention to the timer at the bottom, it gets down to almost 0, and you'll see I sped up some of the parts just because, you know, I didn't want you guys to just watch me running around pointlessly or waiting for somebody. So if you guys notice the gameplay gets speed up, that's why. But like I was saying, Havoc, honestly, if you're going for your first nuked out, I really don't think this is that bad of a map to go for it, because there's so many different areas you can patrol. Like this side area where there's like this big satellite type thing, and they'll spawn all the way in the very back of the map. They spawn there pretty often, and then even inside that building, people are always funneling into there. So I don't know, I honestly don't think this is too bad of a map if you're going for a nuked out. It's just pretty slow, and you're not going to get like a really fast nuked out or anything here. And you'll also notice that the stun grenades, I think, helped me out a lot in this, because I don't really think any of them were using tac masks. So when I was able to stun them, you know, it allowed me to get closer and just basically get a free kill. Especially, that's why I was using scavenger as well, because I'm just constantly picking up those stun grenades and easily killing them every single time. So I don't know, I think this is a pretty solid class to go for regardless of what weapon you're using. So I would definitely suggest scavenger if you can, because I think a lot of people in free-for-all tend to use dead silence just because obviously it's so much easier to sound whore. Like, if you're not using dead silence, you're pretty much putting yourself at a huge disadvantage and allowing a lot of people to just hear where you're coming from every single time. And I think you guys would be surprised. I know I was surprised. Like, I didn't really think that many people paid attention to sound, but I'm telling you, a lot of people pay attention to sound. You would definitely be surprised, even if you think they're noobs. Like, you'll see people just randomly turn around because they hear you walking by or something. So definitely, even if you don't use sound yourself, because I used to be one of those people that never used sound. Like, before this game, I didn't really care to use it. I'm not very good at sound whoring in general, so like, it's hard for me to tell where people are coming from. But even if you're like me, you still want to use dead silence just because you don't want to get killed because somebody else is using sound. So that's definitely a huge tip I can give, especially for free-for-all. But let me know if there's any types of gameplays or any other types of videos you guys want me to do. if this video hits 300 likes, I'll upload a wager against Big Foltz where we wager supply drops. So if you guys are interested in that, leave a like on the video. I would appreciate that. But this video is kind of winding down. You guys will see I'm kind of near the end, and right here I was being super cautious, I'm not gonna lie, because I'd already died, I think, on like a 22 on hunted. And when you're going for these types of challenges, like once you get close, like it's not like a regular weapon where if you die on like a 20, you can easily get another 20. Like these weapons, I don't know, I felt like I had to really try hard in order to get this. So you'll see, thankfully for the last kill I had the hater up, which helped a ton. But that does it, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this gameplay. Leave me a comment. Like I said, if this hits 300 likes, I'll upload the wager against Foltz right away where we wager buying supply drops. So once again, guys, hopefully you enjoyed, and I will talk to you guys soon. Alright, see ya.
Enforcer down. The 54I will never yield.